Hey everybody, so welcome to my apartment. Ta-da! So I wanted to share with you guys some things about safeguarding your apartment and using feng shui and whatever natural techniques you might inquire for protecting your energy body and yourself, your soul, if that's what resonates in your reality. So I used to always have paranoia about attachment to people and hearing stories every day or um, neighbors who bother you all the time. But I always like having a dream catcher. People think they're just for when you sleep, but it's actually for your home in general. And this dream catcher, I have copper wire because I heard a lot about copper wire and the properties of protecting your electric body. Copper does have a balance. There's copper in the center of my dream catcher. It looks like a heart. So there's copper throughout my home. I have a quartz crystal. Sometimes I have thoughts of whatever is collected by the dream catcher gets transitioned into the light. I have a shower curtain here that I use as a window shade. Instead of closing the blinds, I keep them open. And I just cut the shower curtain like so. I have a beautiful design, lights coming through. Same with my front windows. I have you get curtains that you can't really see in. Feng Shui, I learned a lot about Feng Shui. So, like for instance, my television, I always cover it. I don't want no one looking at me. If there is a black mirror somewhere. Same with the mirrors. I always want to have, or this is what I read. You have the mirror always facing the door or point of entry because whatever comes through repels itself back out, or whatever comes through reflects itself and it scares itself off. That's rosemary. I heard a lot about keeping dry rosemary. Burning it here and there has like protective properties like sage. I have sage here. This is like my cleansing bowl. I have frankincense, charcoal. This is a Palo Santo. So a lot of times when I come home from a long day, or if I feel funny, I just burn a little something, something. But from far away, you can't really see that it is what it is. So that's how you keep like the hidden sacredness in your home, but you're still keeping your design. These are old, what were these called? Poinsettias. They dried up and died, but you can still use them as potpourri. And they still have a fragrance, but if they dry out and smell, you can always take essential oils. I take frankincense and lavender, and I'll sprinkle it around my bowl, and that gives the potpourri a scent. There's some driftwood that someone gave me from the beach, and they said it looks like a dancer like you. So what they did was they put a clear coat and seal on the driftwood, and I have a design. What else can I share with you guys about my home? I guess we can go outside for a second. It's so windy outside in LA. So here is my little Zen garden. These are all succulents, which are good for properties of oxygen. It's really beautiful, right? So that's all I have outside. I'll leave my door open. There's nothing in the kitchen I want to share with you guys. Going to the bathroom. So I really kind of don't like diffusers because all that vapor you end up breathing, and if you're someone like me who has anxiety attacks here and there, sometimes the fumes stay in the air, and that could cause some kind of blockages in your lungs, and your body would be responding to that. Back there is a charcoal collaboration I done with a city-renowned artist. I was happy to meet him. This is an old native Indian cloth. Maybe I should turn this off. But there is a lavender in there, which sometimes I'll leave that on if I'm about to leave. So when I come home, I'm very relaxed. My birthday balloons, they're still floating. I have all my belly dance wardrobe hanging. Here was a lot of artwork that I had. This was about the higher self versus the serpent, and he's holding the convex earth. Here is about the dual reality we live in. The truth versus the false, which one is right? Down here is this is called Goddess Mother, which they're all the same entity, and you don't see this, but Isis is hidden in the back in her transfiguration throughout time. So a lot of stuff here. Let me quickly hurry. Another native Indian pouch that someone gave me. People give me things for my hard work and integrity. This is a little design that I have just to cover a boring old table. There's a little burning plate for more sage. I don't have a religion, but this seems to follow me. The Inca, the Buddha, it's all the same thing. Everybody had a witness of the same. So I kind of use all my energy and put on my altar. This is where I wear my beads, my necklaces. I have natural raw amethyst that someone excavated, and they gave it to me, which is cool. Back in the days, I did blood over intent, and I just use that as a memory of don't ever do that again, Aaron. It's scary, so I kind of ask God to forgive me for that, but that's always just a memory. It's not really a thing I do nowadays. I have a video about that. I have my salt crystal. Instead of lighting a candle and putting it in, I actually put Tibetan salt crystals inside, so that way my home can be humidified naturally. I always see hawk feathers, so this is my best friend. He passed away 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. But he's always with me. That's me as a baby. I always make sure that when I come to this altar that I always take care of that child, because that inner child always exists. I think that is all. A lot of times I just end up burning sage, lighting incense, just to keep myself clear of all the crap. And then I was cleaning my apartment today, and this is my day off. I came across my 2 journals. This is before I started doing YouTube videos. I was doing a lot of channeling, and I guess I'll plug my phone in. So basically, like, Channeling or writings, if people don't know the gift of writing, it's kind of like when you just kind of tune into source and things just sort of come up. And everyone has it. It's like a network. What do you call it? Like the computer when you share the network. This is pretty cool because it's like a breakdown of, I'll show you guys. This was the breakdown of how it all begins. It starts with the dreams. That's level 1. Then level 2 is projection, travel, astral travel. 3 was, live visitations, where there were times where like I would snooze off, doze off, take a nap somewhere. This was even happening when I was dating. You would fall asleep on their shoulder and you would actually astral project using their subconsciousness. And then I end up having direct messages from their family line. It's something I didn't intentionally do, but they just happen. Then there's sleep paralysis. Is sleep paralysis resurrection? That was my question mark I had. Level 5, multidimensional. Being multidimensional in your home. This has a lot to do with timelines. All this stuff, I never really thought that it would transpire to me having a YouTube video or YouTube channel over time. This was about 2 to 3 years ago when I wrote all this stuff. So these are all the levels of our journey, the ancient teachings, through visions, visiting ancient temples through your dream states, the Temple of Isis, Osiris, and Jesus. Those are 3 main places I actually have been through my dream state. And usually people, it's not that I laugh at people. Oh, here goes the peanut gallery. People always make noise as I'm doing these videos at home. But this is just kind of the explanation of God, the Christ body, spirit. Christ is the head of the body. We are the body. So what is the brain is Christ, and what is the shell is us. And the aura around both is what God is, the Father, the Mother, the divine. Please don't interrupt my video. So if this can give you guys a bit of validation in your journey, I'm going to have to shut this video down soon. Because there's a dog that starts barking, he doesn't stop. Anyways, I won't show you guys everything, but I have different levels of attack in here. And mind you, this was all like what I was just writing down, and never knew that my journey would transpire to this today. But we have like spiritual attacks, mental attacks, physical attacks, satanic attacks, dream attacks, illusional attacks, or delusional attacks, which then end up in a heart attack. Why was Jesus important? Because he was able to diffuse demonic assignments and diffuse demonic attacks. This is why claiming his blood out loud repels the dark spirits and the dark arts from entering your auric atmosphere. I should have wrote this I should have said this a long time ago. Even like I wrote how holy oil and olive oil, frankincense, sage, salt purifies the air around you. People don't know why we use them, but they're like natural air purifications. Is there a man coming back? I believe so. There will be fireballs, and those fireballs will... Sometimes in our conscious reality, people don't understand that when things enter our world, they have to come in the conscious reality that we live in. So it's not going to be a levitating human being right now. Things like that. They have to be in the simulation of our conscious 3D reality until 3D is completely broken down and 4G is completely broken down. 4G, people don't understand, that's fourth dimension. And when you tear down the fourth, it eliminates 3D of operating. You boot up on 5G. 5G takes us to sixth root race. Then we can see those higher dimensional things because we have evolved as a human race. This is why you need AI, unfortunately, and this is why the wall is being built. Anyways, I have a lot of things messages from Jesus himself, words that he told me. I had even had breakdowns of different languages. Every language, every culture has a piece of this body. Air is birth, fire is the word, earth is love, water is spirit, galactic are the seals, light is proof of evidence that there is something above. Islam is the voice. Even if you guys know the IMEMs, the just the culture of learning about Allah, if you guys didn't know, that is the true voice. It was a deception to make the people turn against this culture, but they are the voice. Hinduism is the dance. Buddhism is the feeling and the mind when the two are combined. Egyptian is the writing, the language. Hebrew, I won't say Jewish now because I didn't understand what Jewish really meant. The Jewish culture has been taken over by the Khazars. So let's eliminate that. Hebrew is the language. Aramaic is the original Hebrew language. Chinese is the loyalty and respect, which is why they own parts of the United States. But people don't know that. This is awesome too. Grace is the protection. Mercy is the forgiveness. As long as you're undergoing endurances and afflictions on the body, you are reinstating your mercy. I talked about CERN in Switzerland. This was before all the drama came out. That's crazy. These are visions I had about Japan sinking, parts of Africa. Even Hillary Clinton, I did a channeling. I said, actually, I lied to myself. I said she will win presidency because we can't ascend. See, this is where I was wrong. I really thought we will ascend having a female, but my channeling was wrong because she is dominant. She's masculine. And the person you see as the actor of being a mean person, he's the feminine. And I'm just going to write this here. I don't want to say it. This is who this person is. Now, if you guys do your research and look up Mirror of the High Council, you've connected something. This is a long video, I'm sorry. I just want to get through a lot of this stuff. I'll show you guys this. I've been through death and never passed through the light. Because when you pass through the light, you actually cross over. So this was me in a dream state with a robe. There was Jesus holding two beans. I actually had to say goodbye to one of them, which I showed you guys. And his sister passed the day after. There was these weird things that I saw. You know, weird, just weird. It's a couple more I can show you guys. This was back on the 16th, I'm sorry, the 6th, 24th in 2016. This is before I even knew about Nibiru, and I didn't know what it was. But the Nibiru system has a lot to do with sun, mother, and creation. I don't like to say father, because father is what they want you to believe, but anyways. Bible verse, Hebrews 9:28 talks about the ending. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. I talk about alchemy. There's so much stuff here. I'm going to be going through a lot of this because this was like 2015 and 2016 when I was channeling all this. Anyways, and believe it or not, I got through this whole book. A lot of the end of it was about the people who were around me that I wasn't trusting. There's a lot going on. Different dreams that I had, people at work, the multi universes that we live in. Our different timelines are in each one of these solar systems. People who attacked me in person. Oh man. I even had this one about Antarctica. The reason why Antarctica might be losing its temperature is because they are using technology to get the cold from, is that the South Pole where Antarctica is? And they are pushing that cold front to the commercial regions of our world. The mysteries of the obsidian, which I lost. I had this dream about obsidian and I found it and then I lost it. Here I talked about how to get rid of my drug addiction that I had. And yes, May 2017 was kind of like the last issue that I've had. And it's something I'm trying to get brave to share with people, but I think when you are vibrating on a high level and you are ascending, you don't know how your vessel is going to be used. Sometimes in the beginning stages of your reawakening process, you find yourself with addiction. Most empaths I know have issues with drugs and alcohol, marijuana, food, medication, because sometimes to be sedated keeps the vibrations lower. And then when you amplify, because the body's constantly asking for amplification, sometimes our bodies can't handle it. So then therefore when you add substance to your body, sometimes your body mutates to handle more information. This is why I don't get on people's back about, like, I know a lot of friends who have issues, struggling with everything, but I know they need spiritual intervention and learn how to transmute those dark corners into the light. This is cool. I'm happy I found this. I'll show you guys this too. So these are like math. I'm going to do this for every month going forward. I can calculate the days of false flags and I can make predictions on what will, not exactly what, but I can always say something will happen on days that when you do the math, it just happens. There's no coincidence. Early gematria. This is before I met Neo Glimmer. I was having affirmation about judgment, 45, and God. That Trump was judgment. So whatever you're putting out towards him, you're actually judging the creator. 45 is 9. 9 is Pan. Pan is God. So be careful what you're saying out there about you know who. This was a early prediction about Trump and green cards after the wall is built. This was on 10/15. You see that, people? October of 2015, I wrote that. I actually visited the Shamash Painted Caves in, what was that, August 2017? 2 years ago? And then look at this. Carmela, I don't know if you can see this. Letting go. Here it is. When we learn yin meditation, yang meditation, the exchange of negative and positive, we learn the art of letting go. All these images is what I captured from the Shamash Painted Caves. The guardians were called the Checo and the Chupa, and this is what symbols they left behind, which meant departure. Or if you know, what was that? The wheel, Zachariah and the wheel. Anyways, so I hope you guys liked my little diary here. And then I guess I'll go through this one in my next video. These are from the last 6 months. And that's pretty much it. I really want you guys to see a little bit of who I am and what I do in my spare time. Because I think when you don't really know the person behind the videos, then you get stuck with manifesting their reality into yours. But a lot of these people, like I say, they're not saved. They don't proclaim their Savior is Christ. They never said they believe in the mysticisms of Jesus. They don't talk about it. So if you guys are following people who don't proclaim these, good luck. And this book I actually found on the street, Growing into Light. It's a beautiful book. It's actually available on Google Books for free. You can go on Amazon. But Growing into Light this is actually where we are. It's awesome. Anyways, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, everybody. You survived the 30 minutes of Aaron with Words of Wisdom. Take care, bye.